Good morning, guys. Adventure Moto Southwest here. So I'm going to be heading out on the New Mexico BDR today. So I just wanted to film a quick intro before heading out. We're doing sections 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll put a link to the BDR website, Backcountry Discovery Route, if you haven't heard of it before. It's a great route that's mostly off-road that runs the entire state. And a lot of the states have them at this point. So I'll put a link below for that so you can check out the route. And again, we're doing sections 3, 4, 5, 6. But I wanted to show you real quick before we head out how I packed for this trip. So just so you can get an idea of how that's looking. I'll start at the front here. So I have my tank bag, and inside the tank bag is everything that I would need pretty frequently. So I have my keys, GoPro, headlamp, batteries, phone, all that type of stuff. Over here on the back of the bike, this bag, I have the Tusk Pilot bag set, and they are a great set. I wish they're a little bit bigger. I do like my Tusk Olympus a little bit better, but they're great for what they are. And this is all my kitchen stuff. So kitchen, cooking utensils, food, everything there. On this big center bag, this is the Backcountry 40 from Moto. So of course I have my hat right here, and I have my GoPro attachment for when I need it, my rain gear. And then inside the bag is everything camp. So I've got my tent, my sleeping pad, my sleeping bag, pillow, tarp for the ground, and swinging around the back side of the bike here. On the left side, of course, we've got some shoes. I know Crocs are ugly, but man, they're a great choice for something like this because you can walk in them for a while and still be comfortable, but they also work shower shoes, water shoes, and camp shoes. So they're pretty versatile. And then in the left bag here, we have everything else. So I have emergency repair stuff at the bottom, an extra tube, got my clothes, I got a life straw just in case, and I'm also carrying a Garmin inReach Mini 2, which is a emergency SOS and 2-way communicator. A good idea to have, especially for how remote these sections are going to be. And then here we have the 1 gallon water Rotopacks. I also have a 1 liter bottle in there as well. So plenty of water, and then 1 gallon Rotopacks of gas. So I can get about 250 miles range, maybe 240 miles total between this Rotopacks and the built-in tank. So yeah, we're gonna head out now, meet my buddy Josh, and we will take you along with us for the highlights and show you guys the route and talk about how the XT250 handles all this stuff. Here we go.
All right, everybody, welcome to section 3 of the New Mexico Backcountry Discovery Route. So this section begins in Carrizozo, which is in the southern-ish area of New Mexico. And after a short stint through the Valley of Fires, which is a bunch of lava flows worth checking out for sure if you're in the area, you end up on this dirt road. And this first stretch is going to be a lot of farmland, ranches, things like that. But coming up is a area of the BDR called the Dead Man's Route, and it's named that because it's a big stretch of open dirt road with nothing nearby, no gas, lodging, food, anything. So that's what we have to look forward to. We'll do a little filming there, and then after we hit that, that completes section 3. We'll end tonight at Elephant Butte Lake, just off I-25, I believe. And we were going to camp the night there. All right, guys, so we're still out here on section 3. The way it works with section 3 is you have this area of dirt. It starts off in those ranch lands that we passed earlier, and then it's kind of some of this, some canyons and whatnot. After this, we're going to be hitting the highway for just a little bit. The nearest place to get gas would be San Antonio, New Mexico, which is right before that area starts. Both of our bikes can go between 220 and 240 miles total range, and that's for me, that's given my 1 gallon Rotopacks, so I'll keep that in mind. And then for my buddy Josh, he's on a Tenere 700, and so that's just with whatever tank is stock with the bike. So we've had no issues doing sections of the BDR before, even the larger section between Del City and Weed, New Mexico. So I chose the XT250, one, because of its availability, and two, low seat height. I think the seat height's about 30, maybe 32 inches. So I can easily put both feet flat, and good gas mileage. It's air cooled, and that's fine. And its maintenance intervals are about 4,000 miles or so, if I remember correctly, and checking the valves and things like that. So not too bad, and it's a very simple machine, so it's easy to work on. In terms of navigation, just a couple tips for you guys. I have the GPS tracks from the official BDR GPS tracks, so it shows me like where I'm at on the map and where the route is. And I've downloaded the map ahead of time using an app called OnX Off-Road. And to me, that's preferable to Google Maps because it has a lot more data and information about all these off-road areas. Google Maps is great for, like, you know, paved roads and whatnot, but all these unofficial sort of roads, it's OnX Off-Road has a bigger library and database, and I pay for the subscription so I can see whose land I'm on. Not a huge deal with the BDR, but in general, when I'm doing stuff like this, I like to know if I'm on a reservation, or if it's public BLM land, or if it's private land. It's just good to know that stuff, especially if I'm looking for a camping spot. So anyway, I download the tracks from the BDR website, load them up into the app, really easy, and then I download the route I'm taking ahead of time, so I don't ever need service to know if I'm on the route or not. And if I was by myself, I would absolutely have a quad lock right here and have my phone mounted to that. As my buddy up there is leading the way, and he has a GPS mounted on his dashboard, he's looking at that, and I only reference it on occasion just for informational purposes. However, I highly recommend looking into some sort of satellite communication device, like the Garmin inReach 2 that I have. I just picked it up. The main reason I got it is because it has an SOS button, so you can summon emergency assistance wherever you're at in the world. Certainly in the United States, no issues with that. And whether that's, a tow, whether that's you have an injury, or if you're way high up in the mountains and you need to be airlifted, they have all those resources, and they'll get in touch with the right authorities for you should you need that stuff. So absolutely worth it for that one feature. Peace of mind. I mean, we're literally on the dead man's route right now, and completely isolated, desolate, probably no cell phone service out here, no shade, very hot. So but stunningly beautiful, by the way. So yeah, it's just huge peace of mind knowing that without cell phone service anywhere, I could push that button. Got some sand right here. I could push that button and there would be people on their way. But as I get further into this, it's just good to know that the world is in reach. And also, it is a two-way satellite communicator, so it has a text message send and receive function. So I can text anyone, they can text me. Now that does cost, it's part of a subscription plan I'll talk about in a minute. And then the third option, just, not as important, but it is kind of nice, is you can have it send little tracks, little breadcrumbs, little trail out to the satellites at an interval that you set. And so you can let your loved ones know where you're at. So every time it does send out one of those little communications updating your location, it does cost you with the plan that I have. But with that, you just send a little link to a map to your family, and they can see exactly where you are and make sure you're moving. And I currently have mine set out to update my location every hour, and so they get to kind of keep track of where I'm at. It's really nice. And also, while we're talking about safety, I'm traveling with a little over a gallon of water. I always do. So it should be more than I would need to wait for someone to come help. And it's nice to do this with a buddy too. That helps. I always carry a spare tube, all the stuff to replace the tire if I need to, or at least a tube. Pretty lucky that I get to be out here right now and sweating my butt off, because it is worth it. It's cool to see parts of your state that you didn't know existed. It's cool to really put a lot of work in, and there's this idea of seeking discomfort because our daily lives are so comfortable. We have AC everywhere we go, and we barely have to even be outside if we don't want to be. The process of seeking discomfort and putting yourself in situations like this is really what makes you appreciate what you have in your daily life and not take it for granted. Just checking in. This is a long stretch, but I think we're getting close. All you see out here is these little ranch things. I don't even know what they are. I'm guessing there's water in there for the cows. But kind of cool. Pretty rural. There are all kinds of interesting things out here. All right, we are finally out of the route of death, or whatever it was called. It was great. It was really cool. But yeah, this is great right now. Just having some nice twisty curves, going down a hill, little patches of shade. Cannot complain right now. Finally dried off to a nice breeze going, sun's going down. So we are planning on maybe going into TRC just to grab some drinks. We have a camping spot on the lake. We actually got an RV camping spot just because we wanted to have water accessible. So we're looking forward to that. So enjoy the ride. All right, we made it. We are at Monticello campsite here on the Elephant Butte Lake. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not, but you can see the lake from here. But it is right over there. But this is an RV campsite. We've got hookups and all that here. But it was a fun day. Good ride. What's your take, Josh?
That was a long day.
It's hot.
It was good. We survived a man's journey.
Yeah.
It's now a live man's journey.
That's right. We're here. We out here. All right, well, we're gonna set up camp and make some dinner, so catch up with you in a bit.